Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. Alright, today we're going to be talking about Jupiter transiting direct in Taurus. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out me and the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. If you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Okay. So, Jupiter is finally moving direct. It'll still be in Taurus, but a planet going direct is very important. Jupiter is no longer going to be affecting Aries. Now it's going to be affecting Taurus directly. No pun intended. Okay, this is going to be from February 4th to May 14th, after which it'll move into Gemini. Okay, now we read these transits from the Ascendant. Ascendant is your overall path in life. It's very important to look at transits from the Ascendant because it's your life. From the Moon, because Moon is your mind, your emotions. It's how you think and feel about your reality. And then the Sun, because Sun is your soul and to some extent your body. So you have to look at it from the Sun. It's what your soul experiences in this life, what your body experiences in this life. Okay. Now, these are your Vedic Sidereal placements, not your Western Tropical. So if you don't know your Vedic Sidereal placements, you can look up a free birth chart calculator online or get a much more detailed birth chart from my website. But yeah, let's jump right in. We're going to start with Aries, like always. Okay, Aries. So Jupiter has now gone direct in Taurus. Now, Taurus is your second house. Second house of family, earnings, savings, your bank account, your finances. Second house is your possessions. It's what you value. It's your speech. It's also your face. Now, Jupiter is your 9th and 12th lord in the second house. Okay, so we're seeing what happens now that Jupiter is no longer affecting Aries. Jupiter is now putting its full influence on Taurus. So Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter expands and it protects. That's Jupiter's main job. So here we see your bank account is expanding. This is very good for finances with Jupiter in the second house. You will see some financial increase with Jupiter in the second house going direct. When it was retrograde, you may not have seen this so much. But now, Jupiter's putting its full influence on Taurus. Okay. Along with this, you will see your family will expand during this time. Meaning you could have family members that are having children or getting married. These are some events you could see taking place. Now, not necessarily you. This will be more so your family. Okay. Now, Jupiter rules your 9th and 12th house, though. So, we see father is going to be heavily involved with the family. There will be a lot going on there. Family members could even be receiving education because Jupiter is the 9th lord of higher education. Here, you could see family members that live from far away visiting the family. Because 9th and 12th houses are both faraway places. Family could be becoming more religious, more spiritual during this time. Because Jupiter is the lord of the house of religion and the house of spirituality. Now, Jupiter is also your 12th lord of losses, though. So, your finances will be expanding for the most part. Jupiter shows that. But you will have losses that will also come in. So it's going to be kind of a balancing act. But for the most part, Jupiter protects. So, it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag, but mostly positive. Okay. Now, Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. So let's talk about those. So the 5th aspect is going to fall in your 6th house. So 6th house is health issues. It's accidents. It's your maternal aunts and uncles. Everyday work, everyday routines. It's your enemies. It's obstacles. If I forgot to mention that, it's conflict. So here, Jupiter is going to try to protect you from health issues, protect you from accidents. Jupiter is going to try to help you in your work. Your work will expand during this time. Now, there is an issue that takes place here, though. 6th house is debt. So Jupiter is going to expand your debt. If you're not careful, Jupiter's aspect here can do that. So you need to be very careful with that. But here you'll also see your pets. Their health will be good during this time. Here you are protected from your enemies. Okay. Now, the 7th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall on the 8th house. So, 8th house is your in-laws. You'll have a better relationship with your in-laws during this time. You know, if you're in a relationship or married. In a relationship being your partner's parents. Okay. Also, 8th house is joint finances and relationships and business. It's other people's money. It's taxes. Here, Jupiter ensures that you'll get a good tax return. Or at least better than you thought. Here, joint finances will increase. Jupiter is helping you acquire occult knowledge. Helping you in your research. Helping protect you from sudden ups and downs. Now, the 9th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall on your 10th house. So, here we see, for most people, Jupiter is going to be protecting your career, your status, your reputation. 10th house is also karma. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So, even if you're retired or out of work, the 10th house is still important. Jupiter is helping you perform your karma during this time. Okay. That's what I have for you, though, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Taurus, Jupiter is now direct in your 1st house. And Jupiter is the 8th lord and the 11th lord in the 1st house. So, 1st house is you. It's your physical health. It's your body. Now, Jupiter is protection, but it is also expansion. So here, you will see on the negative, most people consider it negative, you do have a strong possibility of gaining weight during this time. Jupiter expands the 1st house of you and your physical body. But on the other end of things, Jupiter will protect your physical body, will protect your health being here. Now, because Jupiter rules the 8th house, that may not be through a, traditional way that people would think of protecting you. 8th house is sun ups and downs. It's transformation. It's surgeries. So here, you may have a health issue where Jupiter helps you by you getting a surgery. If you know you're having health issues, Jupiter here can show that. Here, you will go through sudden ups and downs. Yes, even with your health, but Jupiter will protect you in the end. Remember, Jupiter is still primarily the Lord of Sagittarius, your 8th house. So it is going to have that 8th house influence. Here, you could receive an inheritance of some kind. You could acquire occult knowledge by watching me, hopefully. Here, you might be heavily involved with your in-laws during this time, or they might be heavily involved with you. Joint finances could come to you during this time. Especially because Jupiter is also your 11th lord of gain in the first house. You will gain during this transit of Jupiter. Now that is direct. Because Jupiter before was affecting the 12th house. But now it is affecting that first house. So, you'll have gains during this time. Gaining through possibly an inheritance, through joint finances, through taxes. Like, Taurus people are going to get a bigger tax return this year because of Jupiter being in the first house. Okay. At least if you're in the U.S. I don't know when other countries get their tax returns. Okay. Now, Jupiter is also that 11th lord, though. So, we see your friends are going to be, a bigger part of your life this year. Your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles. You may be seeing more of them, talking to them more. Here you may have a lot going on with a large organization. Maybe you're going to a lot of parties. Because 11th house represents all of these things. Here, hopes, wishes, and desires are coming to you. So you may be actually fulfilling some of those hopes, wishes, and desires. Now, Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect, so let's talk about those. So the 5th aspect is going to fall in the 5th house. So if you have children, Jupiter is going to protect your children. If you don't have children, this could show possibly having children, depending on, what houses Saturn's affecting. Are either of them affecting the 5th lord? Are either of them affecting Jupiter? These kinds of things are also very important. But there is a possibility. Jupiter is giving permission. Children could be had during this time. Jupiter is helping protect your education, expanding your education. Here, Jupiter is helping you achieve speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. Now, whether or not you will actually make money through those things, your birth chart has to be seen for that. This is why most people don't win money through gambling, through lottery. You have to have those specific placements to show that you have that luck. But here, Jupiter is showing you could begin a romance. Because Jupiter is aspecting this 5th house. Okay. Also, for those of you that are trying to change careers, trying to change jobs, Jupiter is now helping that because 5th house is 8th from the 10th. Sudden ups and downs and transformation of career. This can be tied to changing jobs. This could be tied to getting a promotion. But Jupiter is helping with that. Now, 7th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall in the 7th house. So, 7th house is relationships, marriage, business partnership, and the masses. So here you may have a lot more dealings with people in general, but Jupiter is now trying to give permission for you to begin a relationship, if that's what you want. Here, Jupiter is trying to help your business. Jupiter is protecting your relationships, protecting your business, and expanding your business, because Jupiter is expansion. Okay. Now, Jupiter's 9th aspect is falling on the 9th house. So here, your father is protected. Here, your ancestors are protected. So really just your ancestry in general. Not just your father, but your family in general. Here, your education, once again, is protected because 9th house is higher education. Here, if you travel, Jupiter is helping you in that regard. Jupiter is helping you learn. Jupiter is helping you expand your life. Ninth house is also luck and fortune, so Jupiter is helping expand that. You're probably feeling more lucky when Jupiter goes direct. Okay. Moving on to Gemini, though. Gemini. For you, Jupiter has now gone direct in your 12th house. Jupiter is your 7th and 10th lord. Now, 12th house. 12th house is bed pleasure, sex, and sleep. It's spirituality. 12th house is anywhere you feel isolated. Jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's losses of all kinds, including financial. It's investing money, because when you invest, you're temporarily losing money. It's donating. It's foreign people, foreign lands, foreign travel. It's multinational companies. It's imagination. It's addictions. It's other worlds. Now, Jupiter brings expansion, but Jupiter also protects. So, Jupiter in the 12th house. One thing you will notice is you are going to have more losses with Jupiter in the 12th house. There will be losses that you face with Jupiter direct in the 12th house. So, especially financially, be careful. You are being warned. But here, investments can expand. That is one of the positives with Jupiter here. Here, if you want to become more spiritual, Jupiter is helping expand your spirituality. Helping protect your ability to pursue spirituality. Here, you could travel to a foreign, far-off place. Jupiter is helping you sleep better at night. Trying to protect your bed pleasure. Yes, that includes sex. Your 7th lord is in the 12th house. So, that does show there could be more of a sex life. But, there is a negative with this. This could show partners having some health issues. Because 12th house is 6th from the 7th house. So it's kind of a mixed bag when 7th lord is transiting that 12th house. For some of you, you may have had the loss of a relationship. Or that will be coming up now that Jupiter's direct again. Now, hopefully that's not the case, but there is a possibility of that. Now, where this is good though, is you could begin a relationship with a spiritual person or with someone who is foreign, or get into a relationship while you're traveling to a foreign place. Your 7th lord being here is good for that. Here, if you do business tied to spirituality, tied to shipping, even like a mattress store, like Jupiter would be very good for that. But you can also have losses on account of business as well, if it's like a different kind of business. But for those specific kinds of businesses, this would be good. Now, Jupiter is also your 10th lord in the 12th house. So we see you may have to travel for work, for your career. Here, you could have losses on account of your career. You're going to have to put forth a lot of effort if you want to achieve something in your career during this time, because Jupiter has moved 3 houses away. There will be a lot of communication required in your work as well, because, once again, Jupiter is 3 houses away. You may have to invest in your career, which would be the case if you're like traveling or moving to a far off place. Okay, but now let's talk about the aspects of Jupiter. So Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. So the 5th aspect is going to fall on your 4th house. So Jupiter blesses and protects and expands whatever aspects. So here, Jupiter is helping protect your mother. helping protect your home, your car. Jupiter is expanding these things. Maybe you're getting a new car. Maybe you're getting a new home. Now, Ketu is sitting there, so it does show you've, maybe had issues in those areas. You've had to separate from a car because it broke down, for instance. You've moved, possibly. Which, Jupiter being in the 12th house, could definitely be the case. But Jupiter is showing things are going to improve. Things are going to become more favorable now that Jupiter is direct. Here, your relationship with your mother may have been strained before, but now Jupiter is trying to help. Jupiter is trying to help mend that. Now, the 7th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall in the 6th house. So, here Jupiter is trying to help protect you from health issues, from accidents. Trying to help you be protected from your enemies. Jupiter is trying to help your maternal aunts and uncles, your pets. But Jupiter is also expansion. So, 6th house is debt. You need to be very careful. You can expand your debt with Jupiter direct and aspecting the 7th house. Or 7th house. With its 7th aspect on the 6th house. There we go. Okay. Now, the 9th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall in your 8th house. So, Jupiter is now helping protect your in-laws. Jupiter is going to help you obtain occult knowledge. It's going to help you in your research. Hopefully you're obtaining that occult knowledge from me. Jupiter is going to help expand your joint finances and relationships and business. Jupiter is going to help expand your tax income, because 8th house is taxes. So for those of you that are looking forward to a good tax return this year, Jupiter is helping with that. Okay. But that's what I have for you, Gemini. Moving on to Cancer. Cancer. Jupiter is now direct in Taurus. And Jupiter expands and protects wherever it sits and wherever it aspects. Now, Jupiter is your 6th and 9th lord in the 11th house. So first off, the 11th house. 11th house is your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your elder siblings. It's your friends. Your network circle. Large organizations. Large gatherings. It's stock market. It's gains. It's your hopes, wishes, and desires. So, Jupiter is going to expand these areas of life. You're going to gain more. Here, Jupiter is great for financial gain. Here, Jupiter is expanding your friend group, your network circle. And they're protected because Jupiter protects wherever it sits. Jupiter is helping protect your paternal aunts and uncles and your elder siblings. Jupiter is helping you fulfill your hopes, wishes, and desires. But there's negatives to this, because Jupiter is also your 6th lord. So, it is naturally going to bring about some significance of the 6th house. Now, 6th house is obstacles. So you will have obstacles in fulfilling these hopes, wishes, and desires. But Jupiter is a benefic. So even though it's going to bring obstacles, it is going to try to help you overcome those obstacles. Now, Jupiter, being that 6th lord, 6th house is also enemies. So, you're going to have enemies within your friend group, within your network circle, within large organizations. Now, you will overcome these things, but you will have enemies that you are dealing with. You will have friends that you can't trust. If you haven't experienced that back when Jupiter was direct before, you very well may experience it now. Okay. Now, Jupiter is also your 6th lord of debt. So here, for Cancer people, Jupiter can actually help you make money by taking on debt. Like, for instance, if you have a business, taking on debt to start a business, and then you're able to gain from that. Cancer people can see things like that take place. Here, your enemies can actually help make you money. They can get in the way of you making money, but you can actually make money through defeating your enemies. That's the kind of dichotomy that could play out here. Jupiter is also your 9th lord in the 11th house. So, you may actually travel to see friends during this time. Here, you can have a good relationship with your father right now. Your father would be like your friend during this time. Here, father will also gain. Your father may be closer to their siblings during this time. With your paternal aunts and uncles. Here, you have luck in gaining, because 9th lord is luck and fortune. So when it comes to having gains, you have luck in that. If I forgot to mention it, you may travel to see friends. You may travel to go to like a large gathering. Like that could be like a concert, a conference. Okay, but now let's talk about the aspects of Jupiter. So Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. So the 5th aspect is falling on the 3rd house. So 3rd house is your younger siblings. Now Ketu has been here. Ketu has been showing there's a disconnect with your younger siblings. Either physically or emotionally, mentally. But Jupiter is showing that the relationship will be a little better now. With your younger siblings, with your neighbors, your cousins. Jupiter is trying to help with that. To help ease that. Ketu's doing its job, but Jupiter is trying to counteract that. Jupiter is trying to help. Okay. Now, Jupiter is actually expanding your communication during this time. You're going to be communicating a lot with Jupiter aspecting here. Now be careful, Ketu is still there, behaving headless, but Jupiter is showing you need to speak more. And your speech is going to convey more wisdom because Jupiter is affecting the 3rd house. Okay. Also, 3rd house is travel. Jupiter is your 9th lord, so definitely there can be a travel element taking place as well. And Jupiter is trying to protect, you while you travel. Here, Jupiter is helping you acquire new skills. Okay. Now, Jupiter's 7th aspect is going to fall in the 5th house. So here you're going to see, if you have children, you're going to have a better relationship with your children. And your children are going to be protected. If you don't have children, be careful. You could have some. Because Jupiter is a significator of children. And with it aspecting the 5th house, there is a chance you could have children. Depending on your specific individual birth chart, there are other factors that have to be seen. This alone will not say for sure if you'll have children or not. Just saying, if you don't want them, be careful. I have to be a health educator here. Okay. Now, 5th house is also education. So here, Jupiter is protecting your education, your ability to get an education. Here, Jupiter is helping you have romantic experiences. Because it's blessing and protecting the 5th house. It's expanding it. Here, Jupiter is trying to help you have more fun in life. Jupiter's trying to help you have speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. Now, be careful if you don't have, placements to make money through gambling, which most people don't. You could lose money. You still gotta think rationally, use your head. But Jupiter is trying to help you obtain money through those means. And Jupiter is expanding your gains. So you will gain, but you could also face unnecessary losses if you put too much faith in that. Is what I'm warning you of. Okay. The 9th aspect of Jupiter is falling on the 7th house. So, 7th house is relationships, business partner. It's the masses, all the people you meet out in the world. So here, Jupiter is trying to help you get into a relationship if you're not already in one. Jupiter is trying to protect your relationship if you're already in one. So you don't have a breakup or a divorce. Jupiter wants you to be happy. The 7th house is 4th from the 4th. Higher form of comfort and happiness. Now, not for everyone, but Jupiter is trying to help there. Here, Jupiter is trying to help protect your business, help expand your business, and your relationship with your business partner. Okay. But yeah, that's what I have for you though, Cancer. Moving on to Leo. Leo, Jupiter is direct in Taurus, your 10th house now. So, Jupiter is expansion and protection. So, that element is going to come into play here. Jupiter is your 5th lord and your 8th lord in the 10th house. So, 10th house is your career. It's your workplace, your managers and your bosses. It's your status, your reputation. 10th house is your fame. 10th house is government, especially national government. It's the highest house of karma. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So even if you're out of work or retired, 10th house is still important. So with this, we see Jupiter is expanding your career. Expanding your status, expanding your fame, expanding your workplace even. So here you may notice like your company, gets like a bigger like office space or something like that. Or could have like construction done to the current office space. Like that could be something that takes place. But for most of you, this is just going to be your career expanding. Your work opportunities expanding. Your status expanding. So, things improving in the workplace. Here, your relationship with your government could improve as well. Maybe you weren't very fond of the way your government was behaving. Or what your government was doing. But maybe you are feeling better about that now. Things are improving. For you specifically. For other people, maybe not. But Jupiter is protecting your career, protecting your status. Those are, some very important things with this. Here, Jupiter is helping you perform your karma. But your karma is really coming alive because Jupiter is expanding that. You're having to deal with more things. You're having to be more responsible because Jupiter is expanding your karma. Here, you need to perform more karma with Jupiter being there. Now, Jupiter is the 5th lord in the 10th house. So you may have to get education on behalf of your career as well during this time. Here, if you have children, maybe your children come and work with you. Now, that could be something as simple as, like bring your kid to work day or something. This could be, you have a family business and now your children are starting to be a part of it. But that's something that could take place. There could be a romance that takes place within the workplace, with Jupiter being direct in your 10th house. Here, karma of romance, karma of children is coming alive. Karma of education, with the 5th Lord being in the 10th house. Okay. Also, 5th house is tied to change of job, because it's 8th from the 10th house. So on ups and downs and transformation of your career. So here, your career could be going through sudden changes, especially because Jupiter is also your 8th Lord in the 10th house. There could be sudden change and transformation of your career. Now, Jupiter is very benefic for a Leo person. Jupiter rules your 5th house with its main sign of Sagittarius. And Jupiter is a natural benefic. So, for the most part, this transformation of your career and your reputation would be good. Now, let's talk about the aspects of Jupiter. Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. So the 5th aspect is going to fall in your 2nd house. So 2nd house of family and finances. So Ketu's been sitting there. So Ketu shows your relationship with your family may have been strained. There was a disconnect with them, either physically, mentally, emotionally. There was something where you just weren't as connected to them as you were before. But now Jupiter is aspecting this house. Jupiter is trying to improve that situation. Now, 2nd house is also, well, first off, Jupiter is expansion. So here, Jupiter could actually be expanding your family as well. Now, you may be separate from your family. Maybe you don't even know this. But expanding your family, that could mean family members getting married. That could mean family members having children. So that's something that could take place here. But 2nd house being finances, finances are being protected. Finances are expanding. Your earnings, your savings. Probably because of all these good changes happening in your career. So Jupiter is trying to help with that. Now, Jupiter's 7th aspect is going to fall in the 4th house. So Jupiter is helping your relationship with your mother. Jupiter is helping protect her and her health. Jupiter is helping protect your home, protect your vehicles, your comfort and your happiness, and expand those things. Maybe you're getting a new car, getting a new home, renovating your home. But that is what Jupiter does. Now, Jupiter's 9th aspect is falling on the 6th house. So, Jupiter is helping protect your maternal aunts and uncles, your pets, your coworkers. Jupiter is also expansion, though. Jupiter is expanding your work, especially with it being in the 10th house. 6th house can also be tied to debt. So here, Jupiter can expand your debt. You need to be careful with that. But 6th house is also enemies. Jupiter is trying to protect you from your enemies. 6th house is health issues, accidents, obstacles. Jupiter is trying to protect you from these things. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo. Jupiter is now direct in the sign of Taurus, or soon will be. So, Jupiter is your 4th and your 7th Lord in the 9th house. Now, Jupiter expands and protects wherever it sits or aspects. So 9th house is your father, your mentors, your teachers, your gurus. Ninth house is religion, philosophy, the law. It's higher education beyond like a bachelor's degree, outside of typical schooling. It's publishing. It's long distance travel, pilgrimage. It's your luck and your fortune. So, with Jupiter being here, we see things are improving for your father, for your mentor. One funny thing you may notice is they may start gaining weight, with Jupiter being in the ninth house, being direct. When it was retrograde, you may not have seen that, behaving like it was an Aries. But now, it's affecting the sign of Taurus fully. Here, Jupiter is helping you in your education, expanding your education, helping you learn more. Here, Jupiter is helping you if you want to publish something. Ninth house is the law. Here, Jupiter is helping you in legal matters. If you want to travel, Jupiter is trying to help. Jupiter is expanding your luck. You feel luckier with Jupiter in the ninth house. Okay. Now, Jupiter being the fourth and seventh lord. Here, your mother may be interacting a lot more with your father than usual. But you may notice your mother could be traveling. Mother could even be dealing with health issues because ninth house is sixth from the fourth house. So mother could be dealing with some health issues. Seventh lord in the ninth house. You could be experiencing a relationship when you travel or in higher education. That is something that could take place. You could be moving to a new home with that fourth lord in the ninth house. Or going on like a road trip. Now, Jupiter, let's talk about the aspects of Jupiter. So Jupiter has a fifth, seventh, and ninth aspect. The fifth aspect is going to fall in your first house. So, first house is you, your physical health, your body. Jupiter protects and expands. So, Jupiter on the negative side, most people consider it negative, is you could gain weight with Jupiter aspecting the first house. But Jupiter is going to protect your health overall. Jupiter is trying to, which you probably need because Saturn has been in your sixth house of health issues, showing you have had karma to deal with health issues lately. So Jupiter is trying to help. Now, Jupiter also has its seventh aspect, falling on the third house. So, Jupiter is trying to improve the relationship with your younger siblings, with your cousins, with your neighbors. Jupiter is trying to protect them. Jupiter is trying to help you acquire new skills. Jupiter is trying to protect you while you travel. Jupiter is trying to help you convey your words, your communication with more wisdom. Now, Jupiter's ninth aspect is going to fall on your fifth house. So, Jupiter here is trying to help protect your ability to have romance in your life. Your education, Jupiter is trying to protect and expand that. Help you learn more. Jupiter is trying to help you have more fun in life. Remember, fifth house is fun and games. Jupiter is trying to protect your children, your students. If you don't have children, be careful. Jupiter affecting the 5th house could show potentially having children. Now, your birth chart is going to be the main factor. Transits alone will not show that. You have to look at planetary and sign-based time periods. Those are most important. A good astrologer looks at transits last when it comes to personal predictions like that. Okay. That's what I have for you, Virgo. Moving on to Libra. Alright, Libra. So, for you, Libra, Jupiter has gone direct in Taurus, your 8th house. Now, Jupiter protects and expands wherever it sits and wherever it aspects. Now, Jupiter is your 3rd and 6th lord in the 8th house. So, 8th house is your in-laws. It's joint finances and relationships and in business. It's sex. It's death. It's wills, inheritance, estates, legacies. 8th house is other people's money. It's taxes. It's the occult. It's research. It's surgeries. It's psychological baggage. It's sun ups and downs and transformation. So, with Jupiter here, you'll see your in-laws are protected, or your partner's family. You'll see your relationship with them could even be better during this time. Now, here you'll also see your joint finances in relationships and in business will expand. Here, Jupiter is going to give you a big tax return compared to what you normally get. Because 8th house is taxes, and Jupiter expands that. Jupiter is helping you have a better sex life. Jupiter is helping you acquire occult knowledge, hopefully from me. Jupiter is helping you in your research. Jupiter is helping you deal with your psychological baggage. If you need a surgery for health issues, Jupiter is trying to help you obtain that surgery. Jupiter is going to protect you from the sudden ups and downs in life. Sudden ups and downs in life. There we go. But that does not mean that sudden ups and downs won't happen. They will. For sure they will. Because Jupiter is you. So Jupiter is showing you are dealing with sun ups and downs. But Jupiter is going to help you from those. Okay. Now, Jupiter being the 3rd lord in the 8th house. 8th house is sun ups and downs and transformation. Well, 3rd house is 8th from the 8th. So here, Libra people can see a big transformation in their life. Here, your younger siblings may be dealing with a lot of sun ups and downs. Younger sibling may need a surgery. Same thing with a maternal aunt or uncle. Or a cousin. Now, here, you could be learning occult skills, because the 3rd house of skills is in the 8th house of the occult. Here, you could be traveling in secret. 3rd house is travel. 8th house is what's hidden and secret. Here, you could be communicating about a lot of hidden information. But we also see the 6th lord of health issues and accidents is in the 8th house. So, one thing you may notice is you will deal with sudden health issues. Sudden accidents even can occur. But Jupiter is trying to protect you from those sudden ups and downs, those sudden events. And this is actually a very good placement, transit-wise, because it shows health issues come to an end. Because 8th house is endings, 6th house is health issues. So now those health issues are being brought to an end. 6th house is enemies. Well, now enemies are dying. That is what this can show. Your conflicts are coming to an end. That is an interpretation that can be seen here. Now, no, I don't mean quite literally your enemies are dying, but your conflict with them is coming to an end. Okay. But this does show there can be some conflict with the in-laws. But Jupiter, once again, protects overall. So there may be some conflict, but you will get through it. And right as I say that, Todd decides to claw his way into my room. Hello, Todd. Yeah. You've joined the reading. So there's your little omen. It's a Punarvasu or Ashlesha omen, because cats represent those. So, Punarvasu is the nakshatra that is tied to repeats. So, there could be repeated conflict with the in-laws. Or in-laws could be manipulating you. You could be dealing with some issues regarding that. So, there's a little warning from Todd. Okay. So now, Jupiter is aspecting your 12th house with its 5th aspect. Todd, don't fall. Okay. So, Jupiter is trying to protect the 12th house, but Jupiter can also bring expansion. So Jupiter is trying to help you become more spiritual, especially with Ketu sitting there. Ketu is a very spiritual graha, or planet. Planetary entity, whatever you want to call it. So Jupiter, along with Ketu, definitely there can be a increase in your spirituality. An increase. Okay. But Jupiter is also expanding the 12th house. So 12th house is also sex. It's bed pleasure in general, so sex and sleep. So Jupiter is trying to help in those areas. Jupiter, though, there is a negative with this. 12th house is losses. Here, Jupiter can expand your losses. You need to be very careful with that. There can definitely be financial losses that you incur with Jupiter aspecting this 12th house. But there can also be sudden travels that take place. Jupiter is the 3rd lord. 3rd house is travel of all kinds. Mainly short distance travel, but it's even foreign travel because 12th from the 4th. So Jupiter aspecting the 12th house as the 3rd lord, there could be sudden travels that take place. Now, Jupiter is also going to have a 7th aspect on the 2nd house. So 2nd house, your family, your earnings, your savings. So Jupiter is trying to protect your family. Jupiter is trying to protect your bank account, your money. But Jupiter also expands. You could see family members having children or getting married. You could also see your bank account increases. So you're going to have more losses, but you're also going to have more money coming in. Now, the 9th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall on the 4th house. So 4th house is your mother. It's home, land, real estate, vehicles. So Jupiter's trying to protect your mother. Jupiter's trying to protect your home and your car. But Jupiter also expands these things. So your mother may gain weight. Here, you may renovate your home, expand your home. You could even move to a bigger home. Same thing with a car. You get a bigger car. Okay. But that's what I have for you, Libra. Moving on to Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio. So, Jupiter is now direct in Taurus, your 7th house. No longer influencing Aries like it did when it was retrograde. Now, Jupiter protects and expands wherever it sits. So in this case, the 7th house. Now, Jupiter is your second and your fifth lord in the seventh house. So, seventh house is relationships, marriage, business, and business partner. It's the masses, all the people you meet out in the world. It's fourth from the fourth. It's the higher form of your comfort and your happiness. It's 10th from the 10th, the higher form of your career and your status and your fame and your reputation. So 7th house is a very important house. So with this, we see Jupiter is trying to protect these aspects of your life, especially your public image. Jupiter is trying to protect that. Jupiter is trying to protect your relationship. Jupiter is trying to protect your business partnership. Here, Jupiter is expanding these things as well. If you're in business, Jupiter is going to expand your business during this time. That can be fantastic. But on a negative side, most people view it as negative. Your spouse could gain weight. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend could gain weight because Jupiter expands. But at the same time, your partner will be protected. Now, Jupiter being that second and fifth lord in the 7th house, we see family could be more involved in your relationship. Safe to say, most people would see that as negative, but Jupiter is a natural benefic, so this will be more positive. Okay, but 2nd house is 8th from the 7th house. So there could be sudden events that take place with your partner. Not necessarily your relationship, but with your partner themselves. Okay. Here, definitely you can earn money through business. So once again, if you're in business, this is a great placement. Okay. Now, 5th lord being in the 7th house, your relationship is going to be more romantic during this time. There's going to be more romance. But also, children could play an important role in the relationship during this time. Meaning, maybe your spouse is wanting to have children. Maybe you're wanting to have children. But there could be that theme that plays out. Here, whether or not you do business, you might want to get education tied to business. Also, 5th house is speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. So, speculative gains through business, once again, becomes very prominent. But there will be a lot of interaction with a lot of people with Jupiter in the 7th house. You're going to deal with more people than usual. Okay, and for career, this is a very good thing. Because Jupiter is 10th from the 10th. Okay, but now, let's talk about the aspects of Jupiter. So Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. The 5th aspect is going to fall in the 11th house. So, first off, Jupiter protects and expands. Now, Ketu has been in the 11th house though. So Ketu causes a disconnect. Either emotionally, mentally, or physically. That element will be there. But also, Ketu can show a past life element that comes into play. So for instance, you could make new friends that you have a past life connection to. But you'll also notice you disconnect with some friends. You'll notice that your relationship with your elder sibling may be strained while Ketu is in the 11th house. Now, Jupiter is aspecting that now. It's now gone direct, so it now aspects that 11th house. So Jupiter is trying to protect your relationship with your elder sibling. Same thing with your paternal aunts and uncles. Jupiter is now trying to protect your friendships. Your relationship with a large organization. Now Jupiter is trying to expand your gains and your network circle and your friends. Your elder siblings could gain weight. Because that's what Jupiter does. Same thing with your friends. Your paternal aunts and uncles. But now that Jupiter is aspecting, it will be better than when Ketu was just there by itself. Okay, now Jupiter is also going to aspect the first house with its 7th aspect. Well, first house is you and your physical body. So Jupiter is going to protect your body, but Jupiter will also try to expand your body. Now, on the more negative side, that could be gaining weight, getting more fatter. But on the positive side, this could be you gaining muscle. So, good and bad. It's going to depend on each person's individual chart. Now, the 9th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall on the 3rd house. So Jupiter is now trying to bless and protect and expand, tied to your younger siblings, your cousins, possibly even your neighbors. Sorry, Todd decided he no longer wanted to be a part of your reading, Scorpio. He's fickle that way. Okay. But we see they will be protected. But they could also gain weight because Jupiter is expanding those things. Here, Jupiter is helping you acquire more skills. Jupiter is trying to help you when you travel. When you communicate, Jupiter is trying to help you convey wisdom. Jupiter is trying to help you in your art, in your sports. Because 3rd house is all of these things. In your marketing and sales. Once again, especially if you're in business. So there's a lot of networking tied to Jupiter in the 7th house, with it aspecting the 11th and the 3rd house. But alright, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Moving on to Sagittarius. Alright, Sagittarius. So, Jupiter has now gone direct in Taurus, your 6th house. Jupiter is your 1st and your 4th lord in that 6th house. Now, Jupiter's job is to protect and expand wherever it sits and wherever it aspects. So, 6th house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your coworkers. It's your pets. It's your enemies. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. It's competition. It's conflict. It's legal disputes. It's debt, if I forgot to mention that. It's health issues and accidents. It's obstacles. So, now Jupiter is here. Direct. It's no longer influencing Aries. It's now focused on Taurus. As the 1st and 4th lord. So, one thing that we see, Sagittarius people will be dealing with health issues. 6th house is health issues. So, you'll notice when Jupiter was direct before, you were dealing with some health issues. Well, now, that will be coming back for a little bit. For the 3 months or so that Jupiter will be direct here. So, there will be health issues, but remember, Jupiter protects. Jupiter is going to show that you have to deal with these health issues, but he's going to help you through them. Now, Jupiter is also expanding your work. So, you're going to have a lot of work to do. Now, those health issues could actually be trying to get in better shape. Working out can be shown with Jupiter as the 1st lord in the 6th house. Here, Jupiter is improving your relationship with your coworkers. Here, you could get a pet. Because now, Jupiter... I don't know what that is. A fly or something? Anyways, like I was saying, Jupiter, being that 1st lord in the 6th house, you could get a pet. Here you could be really involved in like competitions. Competition could be going on. Here you could be dealing with a legal dispute. But remember, Jupiter is trying to help you here. Here Jupiter is showing that you have to combat your enemies now. 6th house is enemies. Jupiter's not saying you won't have any enemies. No, Jupiter is saying you have to fight your enemies now. Because Jupiter is also you. So you are directly dealing with enemies. And for a Sagittarius person, that is doubly true. Because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter is showing you have to deal with these enemies. But I am helping you through that. You will overcome. Now, on the negative side, 6th house is also debt. 6th house, with Jupiter there, shows debt can expand. You have to be very careful with Jupiter in the 6th house that you do not take on too much debt. Because Jupiter will make it very easy to obtain debt, to obtain loans. So be careful with that. Now, Jupiter being the 4th lord, we also see Mother will be dealing with some health issues. But once again, Jupiter is helping her through that. But there can also be some conflict with the Mother that you're dealing with. Here, Mother could even be traveling because 6th house is 3rd from the 4th house. So Mother could be traveling as well. Your mother, could be very involved with her siblings. Because 6th house is siblings of the mother. Now, with this, we also see there can be some kind of car accident that takes place. Now, whether or not that actually happens is going to depend on your individual birth chart. That cannot simply be determined with transits alone. But this does give a major hint that that could take place. So be careful, buckle up, don't be stupid. You have been forewarned. But that is something that could take place. So be careful. Now, with this though, we also see you could take on debt to get a home, to get a car. Remember, Jupiter's saying you can expand your debt right now if you want to. But like I said, be very careful with that. Now, the aspects of Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. So the 5th aspect is falling on your 10th house. And Ketu's been there. So Ketu makes things difficult. Ketu shows there could have been breaks in your career and in your workplace. With your managers and your bosses. Ketu can be difficult. But now Jupiter is aspecting and trying to help protect your career. Trying to help protect your karma. Your karmic actions that you need to perform in this life. Jupiter is trying to help now. So, with Jupiter's aspect, things are improving there. Whereas before they weren't. Like I said, things would have been difficult before that. Now, career is also expanding though. You are going to have more work with Jupiter expanding the 6th house and the 10th house. That will be difficult. You're definitely going to have to put in more effort. But Jupiter is also expanding your status, your fame, your reputation. Because of that. Now, the 7th aspect is going to fall in the 12th house. So, here Jupiter is trying to help you. Pursue spirituality, if that's something you want. Jupiter is trying to help you, if you're having health issues, to go to a hospital. To see doctors, to get those things taken care of. Jupiter is trying to help you sleep better. Jupiter is trying to help you travel if that's something you want to do. 12th house is foreign travel. But on the negative, Jupiter is showing losses can expand. So when a person goes to a hospital, at least if you're in the US, there can be financial losses that are incurred. So be careful. Even if you aren't in the US, Jupiter expands your losses. And for most people, those would be financial, aspecting the 12th house. But on the positive, 12th house is investments. So Jupiter can expand your investments. Can expand your donations even. Now, 12th house is donating, but we see that makes sense because Jupiter is in the 6th house. 6th house is also service. So right now you may want to serve others. And maybe you do that by donating. That is one way to serve your community. Now, the 9th aspect of Jupiter is falling on the 2nd house. So 2nd house is your family. It's your finances. So Jupiter is trying to protect your family, trying to protect your finances. And Jupiter is also expanding these things as well. So, expanding the family. Here Jupiter is showing your family members could be getting married, having children. These things could be taking place. Here, your bank account is expanding. You are making more money. You may be having more losses, but because of Jupiter influencing the houses of career, 6th house and 10th house, it is also expanding your bank account. So there are some losses, but there are also some gains taking place. Okay, that's what I have for you though, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn. So, Jupiter has now gone direct in Taurus, your 5th house. So, Jupiter protects and expands wherever it sits and wherever it aspects. And Jupiter is your 12th lord and your 3rd lord in that 5th house. So, 5th house is romance, fun and games. It's children, students, subordinates. It's creativity, arts, sports. It's education. It's speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. It's politics. So, Jupiter is protecting and expanding all these things. Jupiter is protecting your children. If you don't have children, Jupiter is showing now you possibly can have children. Now, your own birth chart, things have to be looked at in that, to be sure. Mainly your planetary and sign-based time periods. Transits are the last thing a good astrologer looks at to confirm an event taking place. But Jupiter is showing there is the possibility being shown very strongly. Okay. Now, this also shows Jupiter is protecting your education. Jupiter is expanding your education. You are learning more with Jupiter in the 5th house. Here, Jupiter is expanding your opportunities for romance. It's giving you more opportunities for romance during this time. And Jupiter is helping you have more fun in life. Jupiter is expanding speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. Now, I'm not saying you're going to hit the lottery. Your birth chart specifically has to be looked at for that. But Jupiter is helping expand gains through those areas. Jupiter being here, you may even be becoming more political. 5th house is also politics, and Jupiter represents you. It's your life force, after all. Okay. Now, Jupiter being the 12th lord in the 5th house. So we see, 12th house is investing. 5th house is stock market, speculative gains through stock market. So there can definitely be investing in like stocks shown with this. And yeah, that's a form of gambling. So that can be seen here. But also, 12th house is losses. So there can be losses on account of children here. If you're having children, children can be expensive. Or if you already have children, then you know that. Here, you could be investing in your children's future. But also, 12th house is bed pleasure, sex and sleep. 5th house is romance. So, that could be more of a sex life with this placement. 12th house is foreign travel. It's spirituality. So you could be traveling for your education. You could be receiving spiritual education. Teaching spirituality to your children. Maybe your children are traveling. Now, that would be more likely if the 5th lord is in the 12th house or another house tied to travel. But there's a possibility of that. Okay. So now, other important thing. For your children, 12th house is the 8th house from the 5th house. There can be a big sudden change and transformation that is taking place in your children's lives during this time as well. Now, Jupiter is also the 3rd lord in the 5th house. So here, you are putting forth more effort. When it comes to the 3rd house matters. So 3rd house is travel. 3rd house is learning skills. 3rd house is skills. 5th house is education. So in order to acquire those skills, you're pursuing education. 5th house is the higher form of sports and creativity and art. 3rd house is the lesser form of that, so to speak. So we also see, if you're involved in arts, sports, those things becoming more prominent. Here, you may be having more fun, playing games with your younger siblings. I'm a good example of this. I've been gaming with my younger brother a lot lately. Alright, but now let's talk about the aspects of Jupiter. So Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. So the 5th aspect is falling on the 9th house. So, Jupiter blesses and protects and expands wherever it aspects. So 9th house has had Ketu there though. Ketu has shown a bit of a disconnect with your father, with your mentors, your teachers. But now, Jupiter is trying to help. Trying to help mend that relationship with your mentors, with your father. Because Ketu has been showing that there's been some kind of disconnect. Whether that be mental, emotional, or physical. But now Jupiter is trying to help. So while Jupiter is direct, for that time, that relationship will improve. But one thing you may notice, your father may gain weight. Same thing with your teacher. That's one thing that you could see. Or even put on more muscle. Here, Jupiter is trying to help protect you when you travel. Jupiter is trying to help protect your education. It's in the 5th house, protecting education, and aspecting the 9th house of higher education. Jupiter is expanding your luck, because 9th house is luck and fortune. Now, Jupiter is also going to aspect the 11th house with its 7th aspect. So, Jupiter is blessing and protecting your paternal aunts and uncles, your elder siblings, your friends, your network circle. And Jupiter is expanding these things. So yeah, your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles, your friends could gain weight. But you could also make more friends. Your network circle can expand. Also, 11th house is stock market and gains. So, you could have financial gains with Jupiter's aspect here. Jupiter is trying to help protect your hopes, wishes, and desires. Help you accomplish those as well. And Jupiter's 9th aspect is falling on the 1st house. So 1st house is you, your physical body, your health. So Jupiter is trying to bless and protect you. But at the same time, yes, you can gain weight or gain muscle. It can go either way. Okay. But that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Moving on to Aquarius. Alright, Aquarius. So Jupiter has gone direct in Taurus. So it's no longer affecting the sign of Aries. Now, Jupiter protects and expands wherever it sits and wherever it aspects. And Jupiter is your 11th and 2nd lord in the 4th house. Now, 4th house is your mother figures. It's home, land, real estate. It's vehicles. It's your comfort and your happiness. So Jupiter is now trying to protect and expand these things. So, your mother's health will be protected. But at the same time, your mother could gain weight. Possibly even gain muscle. Here, your home is expanding. Maybe you move to a bigger home. Maybe you're renovating. Adding on a new room or something. Here, Jupiter is protecting your car. Helping you get a new car. Jupiter is expanding your comfort and your happiness. And trying to help protect those things. Now, Jupiter being the 11th lord in the 4th house. You could gain a home or a car during this time. If your planetary and sign-based time periods are confirming in your individual birth chart. Transits are the last thing a good astrologer looks at to confirm an event. But here we see you can gain those things. Now, a bit of a negative thing, can be negative, is 11th house is 8th from the 4th house. So there can be a sudden change and transformation with your mother. Now, 8th house is also surgery. Maybe your mother needs a surgery. If so, Jupiter is showing she will be able to get that surgery. Because Jupiter is trying to protect her. But Jupiter is showing your mother would deal with those sudden ups and downs. Now, this also shows friends could be visiting you within the home. More often than usual. Now, with the 2nd lord being in the 4th house, here family could be visiting you more within the home as well. With the 11th lord and the 2nd lord being in the 4th house, you could even gain more money from something you're doing at home. Now, I'm not saying your career is going to change or something like that, but maybe you're posting stuff on eBay or something. You're just making some money on the side. I don't know, maybe you're driving for Uber or something every once in a while. But there is something where you could be making more money at home or with a car. Or maybe you're earning through real estate or something like that. But that could be seen as well. And here we also see your mother could be making more money, with the 2nd and 11th Lord being in the 4th house. Okay. Now, Jupiter is going to aspect the 5th, 7th, and 9th houses from itself. So the 5th aspect is going to fall on the 8th house. So Ketu has been in your 8th house for a while. Now Ketu shows a bit of a disconnect. So there's been a bit of a disconnect, whether physical, mental, or emotional, with your in-laws. Now Jupiter is going to try to help that relationship a bit. Jupiter is going to try to help improve that. Jupiter is going to protect and expand the area of the 8th house. So 8th house is joint finances and relationships and in business. Jupiter is going to expand those things. You and your partner will be making more money. 8th house is also taxes. Jupiter is going to help expand what you get for your tax return. Especially in the US, that's coming up soon. So Jupiter is showing that will increase. Jupiter is helping you obtain occult knowledge. And Ketu is the planet of the occult. So Ketu is the planet of the occult. I think I said Jupiter. But Jupiter is education. So Jupiter is showing that, with Ketu being there, definitely occult knowledge can be obtained. Hopefully from me. Hopefully. But also, Jupiter and Ketu are helping when it comes to research as well. If you go through sudden events, Jupiter is helping with that. If you need a surgery, Jupiter is helping. Okay. But Jupiter also has the 7th aspect on the 10th house. So, Jupiter is trying to bless and protect and expand your career, your status, your fame, your reputation. Tenth house is your karmic actions that the world notices. So Jupiter is trying to help you perform your karma. And Jupiter is trying to protect you as you do that. But maybe this is why, you're able to get a new home, new car, or renovate or repair those things. Because Jupiter is expanding your career. Now, Jupiter also has a 9th aspect falling on the 12th house. So, Jupiter aspecting the 8th house and the 12th house, both are houses of sex. Jupiter is expanding your comfort and your happiness. So yes, you could be having more of a sex life now that Jupiter is direct. But Jupiter is also expanding your spirituality. Because 12th house is spirituality. Jupiter is trying to help you travel to far off places if that's what you want. If you want to move, for instance, Jupiter is trying to help you do that. But 12th house is also losses. So on the negative side, Jupiter can expand your losses. So despite Jupiter being your 11th and 11th and 2nd Lord, showing financial gain, it is still aspecting that 12th house. And Jupiter expands whatever it looks at. So you can have more losses. Now, 12th house is also investments though. So Jupiter can expand your investments. 12th house is also donation. So Jupiter can expand how much you donate. Now, you may view that as a good thing. You may view that as a bad thing. So, either way, Jupiter is showing that could take place, though. Alright, that's what I have for you, though, Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces. Alright, Pisces. So, Jupiter has now gone direct in the sign of Taurus. It's no longer exerting a lot of influence on Aries like it was before. Now it is solely focused on Taurus. Or primarily focused, I should say. And Jupiter protects and expands wherever it sits and wherever it looks. Now, Jupiter is your 1st and 10th lord in the 3rd house. So, 3rd house is your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's communication of all kinds, including writing. It's marketing and sales. It's sports, it's art. It's media, it's social media, the internet. It's your skills, if I forgot to mention that. It's a house of effort. Effort. There we go. It's 8th from the 8th is the higher form of sudden ups and downs and transformation. Transformation through self-effort is the 3rd house. 3rd house is short distance travel, but it can even be foreign travel because it's 12th from the 4th, furthest place from your homeland. So Jupiter is now protecting and expanding all these areas. So you'll notice you probably have a better relationship with your younger siblings, with your cousins, with your neighbors. But at the same time, they could gain weight. Whether that be fat or muscle, they could gain weight. Here, Jupiter is trying to help you learn more skills. Jupiter is trying to help you pursue sports, pursue art. Trying to help you create. Jupiter is trying to help you communicate with more wisdom. Here, Jupiter is helping you in your marketing and your sales. Now, here, Jupiter can be very good if you're trying to travel. In particular, for your career. Because Jupiter is the 10th lord of your career in the 3rd house. But Jupiter is, rules, I should say, the 10th house with Sagittarius. Well, 10th house is 8th from the 3rd house. So one thing you'll see is there can be major sun ups and downs and transformation that takes place with a younger sibling or a cousin or a neighbor. They could even need a surgery. And if so, Jupiter is trying to protect them. Whereas if they don't get the surgery, maybe they won't be protected. So Jupiter is trying to help. But also, the 10th lord has moved 6 houses away. So we see there can be some obstacles you're dealing with in your career. There can be some enemies in your career that you're dealing with. That's another thing that we can see here. You're having to put forth a lot of effort in your career. Now, Jupiter is also the 1st lord of the self in the 3rd house. So here you could be traveling. Here you could really need to communicate. You have to put forth a lot of effort right now, though. That is one thing this shows for sure. Now, Jupiter is trying to protect this house, trying to help you put forth that effort. But we definitely see that would take place. Now, Jupiter has a 5th, 7th, and 9th aspect. So let's talk about those. So the 5th aspect is falling on the 7th house. Now, things may have been kind of strained with the 7th house lately. Of relationships and business partner. Because Ketu's been there. Well, Ketu shows there could have been a bit of a disconnect, whether mental, emotional, or physical. But now Jupiter is direct and is aspecting this house. So Jupiter is trying to protect. So if you haven't already, broken up with your partner or gotten a divorce, Jupiter is trying to protect that relationship. Keep it together. Jupiter is trying to improve that relationship. Same thing with your business partner. If things have been going south with them, Jupiter is trying to save that relationship, despite Ketu possibly trying to break it up. Although really, Ketu's just showing, what would happen naturally. Remember, all these transits are just a reflection of our life. More so than them being the cause, they are the mirror. Okay. But now, another thing that we see with this, with Jupiter's aspect here, your partner, your spouse, could gain weight with this aspect. Whether they gain fat or they gain muscle, that's something you can see with this. Now, 7th aspect of Jupiter is going to fall in the 9th house. So, 9th house, Jupiter aspecting. Jupiter is trying to protect your father, your mentors, your teachers, your education, your ability to publish something, your ability to travel. And here, Jupiter is expanding these things. So, yes, your father, your mentor can gain weight. Whether fat or muscle, they can gain weight. Here, Jupiter is also expanding your luck and your fortune. So we see that as well. Now, Jupiter's 9th aspect is falling on the 11th house. So, 11th house aspect here. 11th house is the house of gain. So, Jupiter is expanding your gains, helping you make more money. Jupiter is protecting your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles, your friends, your network circle, the large organizations you're a part of. But Jupiter is also expanding those things. So, elder siblings, paternal aunts and uncles, friends, they can gain weight. Now, I'm not saying every single one of your friends is, but at least one would gain weight during this time. Sorry, I was just imagining you trying to figure out which one it is that's going to gain all the weight. Oh, damn it. Alright. That's what I have for you, Pisces. Okay. Yeah, that's what I have for all of you, though. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me in the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.